Alright guys, welcome back. We are picking up where we left off. We drew a portal last video. I made two different animations. I made one for just an idle phase, and then I also made one for a warping phase. So like if you were going to warp through the portal, it would play this animation here. So I have a warp and an idle. I have downloaded all of my pictures and I have put them into my folder, in my sprites folder in my game. So here's my game folders: font, scenes, sprites, scripts, tile sets. In the sprites folder, I made one for portal, and inside of there I have an idle and I have a warp. You can see all the pictures are here that I downloaded and I renamed appropriately. One thing I might want to do, so you see this one, this one says Portal 00, and the same thing with the other one says Portal 01. I need to probably change this. This probably needs to be Portal Warp, like that. And that will keep me from having issues later on in the game. If you have files in your game that are named the exact same, the computer likes to, the computer can mix them up in the event that like you have to rebuild your game for whatever reason. So like the game will try to find the right picture, but if you have two of them named the exact same, it can cause a lot of problems. That's one of the reasons why I tell you guys, that's one of the reasons why I tell you guys so much to name your stuff. So not only do you need to name it, you need to name it in a way that's unique. So you can see this says Portal Warp, and then this one just says Portal. That'll be fine for now. It's got a space in it, which drives me crazy. Anyway, okay, so I've got the pictures in my game here. So I have, where's my picture? Sprites, and I have Portal, and then I have two folders, Idle, and I have Warp. Perfect. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to fix up our portal guy here. So as of right now, it looks like our portal is inside of our main scene, and it's not its own scene. So we can't really add a second portal in here if we wanted to. If we wanted to add, like for example, this spring has its own bouncing height, and if I want to make another one, I just do Control D, and then it has its own. These two have different bounce heights with them. So I can't really do the same with this because one, it's not coded correctly, and two, it's not its own scene. So we're going to fix that right now. Alright, sorry, got distracted. Okay, so anyway, we're going to make this portal into its own scene. So if you don't already have a portal, you can still catch up with us. It's pretty simple. What you're going to do is if you don't have a portal now, you're going to hit the plus sign right here, and you're going to create a new scene and name it like we're about to. You could call it teleporter and save it. But here's what we're going to do. If you already have your teleporter, you're going to right click on it, and you're going to say save branch as scene. And this is going to go in your scenes folder, then into your objects folder. So this, I'm going to call this portal. And so right now it's called teleporter. I'm changing it to portal. So right here is where I'm saving it, in the scenes objects folder. Save. Now you can see once I do that, it makes its own scene, just like the spring, and just like, well, our Bob will be that way soon, but here we go. So right there. So now if I want to go to the scene, I just double click on the scene button, and now here I am. If you don't have a portal scene, just hit the plus sign and make your own. All right, I always like to move my objects back to the center if they have their own scene. So I'm going to click on my teleporter. I'm coming over here to transform, and I'm going to set its location back to the center. There it is. Now, currently, the way our portals work, I'm pushing Control S to save that. The way that our portals work right now is it works through our character Bob. How he works is he has a on right there. He says somebody went in the portal, and this is how it works. And this code is on our character. That's not really the most optimal way to make a portal work. You want to have your objects coded by themselves. You want them to be independent. You don't want all of your code to be inside of one thing. So, for example, if I want my character to teleport when he touches a portal, I could put that code in here and make that work. But then my character's code is going to get overly complicated. I want to make it where the portal is the one who moves anything that touches it. So that's where we're going to put our code. Is we're going to remove the code from our character, and we're going to put it into our portal. So I'm going to go first off. I'm going to go to our character's code, and this is the part I'm going to get rid of. And how I'm going to get rid of it is a non-destructive way. I'm going to comment all of these out. And what that's going to do for me is if for some reason I can't get it working properly, I can uncomment it and my stuff will still work. So I took the part that teleports our character on his code and I removed it. I just commented it out. So there it's gone. So that teleporter is no longer going to work. All right, so we're going to fix that in our other scene here. So we're back on this scene, and let's go ahead and start working on our animation. So right now, this is just a regular picture. We're going to upgrade this to our new picture. So I am going to first grab an idle picture, and I am going to drag and drop it into here. Now there is our picture. It looks like I may have changed the color of something here, so I'm going to check the color. Yep, I'm going to remove that color change. And there's my portal. What I can also do is hide this area, but I want to change what the area looks like, the shape of it. So I'm going to come down here to my collision shape, and I want to change this to a circle. And I'm going to move my circle and make it fit my character, my portal. Now I'm going to make it smaller than the actual size of it because I want my character to feel like he had to jump into the portal. And if your collision box is that big, he'll never touch the inside of the portal. If you make it smaller, he'll have to like kind of jump into it at least a little bit. So this is the inside of my portal. This is basically if the character touches this area, it's going to cause the portal to play the warp animation, and it's going to send him to a new location. Okay. All right. We could also add a collision down on the bottom, but I'm not going to. Okay, so let's add an animation player. So I clicked on the very top here on teleporter, and I'm adding an animation player. I'm going to add two animations. I'm going to add an idle like that. I have a capital I. And I'm also going to add a warp, capital W. So I made two animations. I clicked on animation, hit new, and you can see I have two animations, idle and warp. All right, I'm going to start off with the idle animation, and I have 16 frames, so that's 1.6 seconds. And I'm going to zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start putting the pictures in. I click on the sprite, I drag and drop a picture in, and I hit the key. So there's my 0 frame. Then I do that again for my next one. 1, 2, 2, 3. And I'm just repeating this process. So the way I like to do it is I have them numbered, and I know which one goes where because it is numbered appropriately. So if I get out of sync, I can just look at the number and know. So as long as you start with 0 when you're numbering, see right there, I'm out of sync. So as long as you start numbering with 0, yours are going to line up as well. So 10, that's the 1 second mark. 11, that's the 1.1. And 1.2. 1.3. 1.4. And finally 1.5. Now you do need this little extra space here so when the animation plays it will be smooth when it transitions to the same one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on I'm gonna put the animation on repeat, and I'm gonna push play. So that's what it's going to look like while my portal is just sitting there doing nothing. It's got an animation that plays. I'm going to turn off repeat. I'm going to press stop. And now I'm going to fix my other animation. So I'm going to go to warp. I have a total of 9, so I'm going to do 0.9. And now I'm going to start putting in the ones for my warp. 1. And the way this animation is looking for my warp, it looks like I'm going to want to make this animation pretty quick. I don't have to, I can make it short, but I think it's going to look good if it's a faster animation. And I could even make it where, ooh, it looks like I numbered mine incorrectly, so this one should be 7, and this one should be 8. I hope that's the right order. We're gonna have to double check ourselves here. So 7 and 8. I don't know about that. Looks like my 7 and 8 are out of. So this one looks like it's supposed to be 8. Rename. Technical difficulties here. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Okay, so let's do 7. And then 8. I got it backward or something. This one's supposed to be there. And then the one... Yes. Those numbers are out of order. Oh well. I guess I got it fixed, sorta. Okay, so it goes like that. So you can see when the animation plays. So I could have it where when the animation plays, it then goes in reverse. Which I might do that. So let's do 1.8. I'll zoom back a little bit here. And this one's in reverse, so I'm going to do 8 and 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you don't really need the last one. I guess I can put it in anyway. So what is that, 1.7? All right, so my warp looks like this. And I don't want repeat on. There we go. So I've got a animation. Okay. Now let's program a little. Well, you know what? We're not programming any of this on this particular video. So I guess that is it for this. If you want to move around your keys, you can to make different animations. This is going to be... I'm going to leave my idle on repeat because I do want that one to repeat. I am not going to leave my warp on repeat though, because I don't want that one to repeat over and over anytime my character jumps into it. Alright, so that is the end of this video. The next one will be programming it and making this actually work for when our character jumps into it. Have a good day.